They're
a stranger with no hope. Your kindness wake on me from my sleep. Your love, it beckons deeply, a call to come and I, by grace now I will come. Take this life, take your life. Sin has lost its power. Death has lost its sting, the keys from the grave you've risen victoriously into marvelous light. I'm running out of darkness, out of shame. Through the cross, you are the truth, you are the light, you are the way. Come on, clap. My deepest things now bleed. Your breath fills up my lungs. Now I breathe, now I breathe. Sing that again. My dead heart now is beating. My deepest things now bleed. Your breath fills up my lungs. Now I breathe, now I breathe. Sin has lost its power. Has lost its sting. From the grave you've risen. Come on, victoriously into marvelous light. I'm running out of darkness, out of shame. Through the cross, you are the truth, you are the light, you are the way. Into marvelous light, I'm running out of darkness, out of shame. Through the cross, you are the truth, you are the light, you are the way. All right, I'm going to need your help right here. You're going to have to lift them hands with me. Y'all ready, church? Here we go. Lift my hands and spin around. See the light that I have found. Oh, marvelous light, marvelous light. Come on, Lonnie, ready? Here we go. Lift my hands and spin around. See the light that I have found. Oh, the marvelous light, marvelous light. Come on, do it again. Lift my hands. Lift my hands and spin around. See the light that I have found. Oh, the marvelous light, marvelous light. One more time. Lift my hands and spin around. See the light that I have found. Oh, the marvelous light, marvelous light. Sin has lost its power. Sin has lost its power. Death has lost its sting. From the grave you risen, victoriously into marvelous light. I'm running out of darkness, Turn to your neighbor, say good morning. I'm glad you're here this morning.
Storms may come and the winds may blow, I remain steadfast, and let my heart learn when you speak a word, it will come to pass. Great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me. Seasons change, you remain the same. God from age to age, but the earth may pass away, your word remains the same. Your history can prove there's nothing you can do. Your faithfulness and true. Though the storms may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast, and let my heart learn when you speak a word, it will come to pass. Great is your faithfulness to me.
Sing it out.
Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me.
Never runs out. Oh, it never runs out. It never runs out.
Never runs out. I put my faith in Jesus, my anchor to the ground, my hope and firm foundation. He'll never let I've got some blessings that I don't deserve. I've got some scars, but that's how you learn. It's nothing short of a miracle. I'm here. I think it over and it doesn't add up. I know it comes from above. I've got miracles
Jesus, you change everything. Lives healed, hope found, healed, love. Jesus, you change everything. Change, fall, fear, bow, heal, love. Jesus, you change everything. Life, heal, hope, found, here, now. Jesus, you change everything. Change, fall, fear, bow, here, now. Jesus, you change everything. Life, heal, hope, found, here, now. Jesus, you change everything. Chains fall, fear, bow, heal, love. Jesus, you change everything. Lives, heal, hope, found, heal, love. Jesus, you change everything. Chains fall, fear, bow, heal, now. Jesus, you change everything. Life, heal, hope, found, heal, now. Jesus, you change everything. Chains fall, fear, bow, heal, now. Jesus, you change everything. Life, heal, hope, found, here, now. Jesus, you change everything. Jesus, you change everything. Jesus, you change everything. Oh, Jesus, you change everything. It's on. It's on. Just kidding. I got it. Good morning. Hi. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? I know I look a little different than the guys you usually see up here. Thank you. Better. I like that. I'll take it. I'll take that. All of it. All right. So, whatever. It's my show today, so that was the Lord saying it is not my show. Never mind. I know. Yeah. Now I'm going to get in trouble if I say that again. All right. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Celeste. I'm the youngest Breylinger to ever grace this stage. And again, the most good-looking one. I'll just say that again. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, I'm a little bit different than my parents. My parents are very organized and very, by the book. I'm not. I'm a little more than they are. and a little less sunshine than my dad. You know, he's a product of the 60s, so he's super hippified. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. And I'm a little more doom and gloom in a sense. I get straight to the point. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'll be nice about it, but it's going to be it's going to be some contrast to the usual fluffy, airy stuff that he sometimes does. So don't expect sunshine and rainbows today, because you're not going to get it. No, so a lot of what I do up here, and I've never preached before other than today in Gatlinburg a couple times. So what I told the kids up there in Gatlinburg was about struggle and about kind of being set apart and being different. Obviously, I am different than my parents for multiple reasons. Some we can see. They're white. I am not. I was adopted at birth, which is really cool, very much a blessing. I don't know where I'd be literally if I didn't have that. However, that left me a lot of questions growing up. Until I had my daughter, I had no one that looked like me, which set me off, because crap. If you've known my daughter, you know she's a raccoon on speed, as Pastor Eddie would call them. But I think mine is like times 10 than I ever was. I'm surprised that I can keep up with her. But until I had her, I was always just different. I never knew why, and I hated it. I hated being different. I hated feeling different, because everywhere I went, people would tell me that I was different, or they would show me in some way. And it stuck. It sucked, just because I didn't want to be different. I tried so hard to fit in. I tried very hard to fit in, because, again, I felt like I didn't. Like I was different, like I couldn't fit in. And so I tried so hard to gain and seek others' approval through the things that I did a lot of the time. My worth was based off of what I could do for you. Because I felt like, just being real, I felt like I had to, or I would be given up again. And it's an irrational thing to think, but a lot of the time when you're like this, when you're adopted, sometimes you do think like that. I don't know how my sister feels, but she's adopted as well. I'm the one that looks adopted, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. So it's hard. It was hard to be me growing up. I had a great life, though. Amazing life. Blessed and highly favored and super spoiled. I was the baby of the family, and so I get everything. Me and my sister are 6 years apart, so what was cool in her day isn't cool in mine, so I had to have all my own stuff. I still do. That's why I work 2 jobs, so I can have all my own stuff. But they tried their best, right? They're parents. They're going to try their best to give you the greatest life that they can give you. And it was hard, though, growing up, because they tried to give me everything, so they kind of sheltered me a little bit. So I got into the real world and was like, oh, no, I'm not equipped for any of this. And I wasn't, and so I hit a couple walls. I wish I could tell you that the story I'm going to tell you is nice and fun and light, but it's not. My journey is a very real journey that I hope none of you have ever had to face. But if you face some of these things, then you know you're not alone. So I'll fast forward. You don't have to go through all my teenage years. Those are no fun. I'll fast forward to... I'll just go. So I got married on this stage about 7 years ago. And it was a nice, fun little wedding. I just turned 21. And, you just get married. It's all this stuff. Women, if you ever planned a wedding, it's like, oh my gosh. You pick out 27 different things a day, and it's so much fun, right? You get caught up in it. You get lost in it. And that's what happened. I got lost in all the theatrics and the glamour and all the stuff, what it was. Because everything is so bright and in your face. Kind of like what the devil does with our sin. He's going to dress it up and make it look real pretty. Because if it looked ugly, we wouldn't do it, right? If sin looked the way it actually was, no, we would stay away from it, right? But it doesn't. it gets dressed up and it gets really pretty. So I'm wedding planning, I'm doing all this stuff, the day comes, I get married, and a week later, the gravity of what I had done hit me. Oh no, the next 80 years with the same person, yikes. Right, I committed myself before God and my family and all these 3,000 witnesses. There wasn't 3,000, I'm just joking. But we did it. We did the deed. We said I do in front of everybody and went on our merry way. But man, I was sad. And it wasn't like I was sad because, I didn't like the guy or I just knew it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So, earlier that year, I decided that, I didn't decide, my body did, that I was going to have a pain in my stomach, and I went to the hospital, and they did some stuff, and they gave me pain meds. Now, I don't take pain medicine. I don't like it. It doesn't do anything for me, because I get sick when I take it. So, on one little night in June, I decided that the easiest way to get out of this, and the way that I was feeling, my little extra sadness, was to take those pills. I took the entire bottle. Suicide is not a funny thing. It's never anything I joke about. However, if you do know me, you know that I can't take pills. So, if you can imagine me in my room trying to cut up a horse pill, and it's the entire bottle, I'm sitting there like a mad scientist just trying to cut these little pills into 4 quadrants so I could take them to kill myself. But then I get there and I take the whole thing. I'm falling in and out of sleep, and this happened for hours. No one knew anything. I finally get to the point where I'm like, I can't, my eyelids were heavy, I'm shaking, and I go, oh wait, I forgot to tell my parents goodbye. And so I'm yelling at my dad now, and because my room's right next to the den, and he comes in, and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I needed to say bye. He's like, what are you talking about? Just go to sleep. And I was like, I will, but I won't wake up from this. And he starts to freak out. If you've ever seen my dad in a medical emergency, it's not fun. He can't handle it at all. He can't slide a blood, a needle, nothing. He's out, done. So he starts freaking out, calls my mom. She's in, a couple rooms over, and she comes in now. And if you've ever seen Jane when something's wrong, she's mad. And not at me about what I'd done, just the fact that I couldn't come to them. And so obviously it didn't work. I'm here. Through miracles, right? I'm here. But that's what happens. Sin looks pretty and it gets to creep in and destroy your life. The devil takes harness of the space between your ears. And I wish that, I said it in the last service, that I have such a bone to pick with the people who says oh, he comes like a thief in the night. Because he doesn't. And I will fight tooth and nail on that, and I will die on that hill because he doesn't come like a thief in the night. We let him in. And I'm so tired of people not taking accountability for it, because we do. We open the door and say, hey, what's up? Come on in. Through one sin or another, we all do it. And again, I wish I could say that I preached more fluffy and light stuff, but I can't. Because you take one look at the world outside, he's coming back. We don't know when it's going to be, but every day it's starting to get a little closer, a little too close for comfort for me to not be real and to not tell you what really happens when we don't fight this stuff off. I wish I could say it gets better from there, but it doesn't. 4 years after that, 2019, again, I thought I had the worst year of my life right before the pandemic happened. I had to move home due to a breakup. So me and my 2-year-old came here, and we moved back to Avon Park. Started working at Chili's. Had been there for 5 years throughout different Orlando, Daytona, things like that. But I came and I started working at the one in Sebring. I met this guy there. Don't ever date your coworkers. It never ends well, just so you know. And we started dating. We celebrated my sister's wedding on this stage. So much fun to see her marry her husband, my brother-in-law. And that night, me and that boyfriend got into an altercation. You ever meet those people, like they're not good, they're not bad, they're in their own little lane with how they do things? That was him. And this isn't a diss or anything, but he had his own little way of life. And we weren't dating long, but in that time, I got pregnant. And a lot of you are like, but Celeste, you only have one kid. I know. A decision had to be made. And at that time in my life, I'd made the best one that I could. The best one that I knew how. And see, that's the problem with a lot of our sin too. We try to justify it to make ourselves feel better. We're set on this earth to run a race and to run our path. But we, along the way, pick up things. And they're heavy. And even though we're saved and even though we're Christians, we still try to carry this because we don't lay it all down. So you're like, well, how do I pick up my cross then if I'm carrying these? Exactly, go ahead, try to pick something up right now. Unless you got monkey toes like I do, you can't pick nothing up. So what do? We lay them down. However, is it ever that simple? Do we ever just lay them down? No, you know what we try to do? We do this kid thing where we try to like pick one up, right? We're gonna hold multiple stuff. So we do a little bit of this. So now we try to balance, you know, the good. Yeah, and we're gonna. How many of you take multiple trips in when you leave the grocery store? Yeah? See, a lot of people, and none of you raised your hand. That means a lot of you try to do this outside your car on the way to get into the house. You're like, can somebody help me? Can anybody? Fine, I'll just do it myself. And this is how you try to get into your house. Okay? That's how we go through life. No, it's fine, I got it. Nobody help me. I can do it on my own. I was telling my dad the other day, I'm like the Kool-Aid man when it comes to life. I just bust through a door. Not even a door, the Kool-Aid man just busts through walls. Yeah, and I scream, oh yeah. This is great. Kind of hurt a little, but woo, I'm just moving through life. That's what I do. That's how I move through life. I just bust through things. I told you the other day that I was tired of it because I was tired of having like breakdowns and then breakthroughs. I was like, why can't there be like gentle ways to get through life? Like just a glide or like little turn. I don't want to do this hurt anymore because it sucks. This is heavy. I know you can't tell because I'm really strong arms, but this is heavy. This isn't fun. And you know it's not fun. But that's what Satan does. Satan makes it look enticing. What is it? This is water, right? We need this to survive, yes? And you're supposed to be getting 6 to 8 glasses a day, just so you know. Okay? We need this. The problem is, that's what he dresses up our sin as, something we need to make us feel better. He sat there and told you his story, alcohol. Mine is boys. That's not funny. We all have our vices, okay? Jeez. It's no judge-free zone here, family. Gosh. It is. Behind every one of these stories is usually a boy attached to it, which is unfortunate but true. Sorry, men. But we have it. So the devil's going to make it look really nice. 6'3", athletic, bald. I don't know why I get older, I'm like, ooh, no hair, perfect. Just a weird thing that I have. I don't know. Super weird. That's what happens. He dresses it up, makes it look all nice and pretty, and then sends it your way and says, hey, UPS, FedEx, got something for you. And we're like, oh yeah, sure, just put it in the overlayer. How easy would it be if we didn't just lug these around all the time? It'd be super easy, right? How easy would it have been if our ancestors didn't eat that apple? Super easy. You say, Celeste, we could do that. I would never eat that apple. No, I don't like those apples. I like Gala apples. That was a Fuji apple. I'm not going to eat it. Y'all eat apples every day. Every day. And not just because it keeps the doctor away and that's what you're supposed to do. Y'all eat apples every day. This isn't trying to be like harsh or critical or anything. It's just to show you that you're not alone in this. Because for the longest time, I thought I was alone in all of these things that were happening to me. Because what happens is, too, the enemy will entice you, and then he'll use that same thing that he lured you in with against you. Oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. Why would you do that? I mean, he literally will kick you when you're down. Like, that's just a proven fact. But so what do we do? Again, I wish I could tell you that my story gets easier. But it doesn't. I wish I could say that, hey, you've come down here, you've prayed this prayer, you've got a hand laid on you, everything's going to be great. I wish it worked out that way. But a lot of the times, too, we say, oh, if I can just make it through this, I'll be okay. Lord, just get me through this, and I'll serve you. But what I've found out is really fun to do. It's like I'll phrase it like this is dancing in the rain. We have to embrace the struggle a little bit more. Because we don't want to feel the pain and feel the hurt and Trust me, I've felt some things. They have not been fun. But I wouldn't be who I would not be right here had I not been through these things. And I wish I could tell you that I'm walking around life like this. I'm not. He's not. And nobody up here that gets on this stage is just coasting. We have these. We're carrying these. And I use these for an illustration because these are heavy. And I have to think that they're useful. Ooh. Don't have my own strength. I have to think that it's going to be worth something in the end. Because the race that we're running, when we're set apart, is about one of endurance. And one of the things that I love about me is my resiliency. And I love the word resilience. Because all of us have it. But again, the enemy manipulates a lot of that. Well, if you were better, you wouldn't feel this way. If you had just done this, it wouldn't be like this. Well, yeah, no, had I maybe listened to God's direction and let him drive, I wouldn't have smashed through a wall. I would have taken the exit like my GPS said. But no, I just go around breaking things. After a while, you get tired of hitting that wall, though, right? And that's where we have those aha moments. The moment where you're like, dang, those are heavy. I'm gonna put them down. Or at least I'm gonna get somewhere that I can put them down. Because a lot of times you won't know where to put them down. Or you won't know how. That's a very real fact. But that's why we have this. And that's why we have the small groups and the Sundays and the Wednesdays and the Thursdays and all the other days. So, the thing about it is, I wouldn't have gone anywhere had I not had help. And a lot of people don't really know where to look for help. A really, 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 really good place to start is here. And I don't mean physically in this 106 North Butler, in this building, because this is just a building. We're the church, right? Let every burning heart be holy ground. My mom used to sing a song. It's called This Little Light of Mine. Love that little song. My mom never sings, so when she would sing, I was like, yes. She'd always sing in, just shake her little finger, and I loved that song. And it took me a while to realize that what she meant when she sang that song. And what those words truly mean. Because now I'm older and I'm a big word person. There's so much weight in words. That's why I hated that stupid, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. No, Susie, words frickin' hurt. I'm a baby. I don't like when people are mean or say mean things. I'll freak out. I'll cry. Words hurt. So words have a lot of weight. And so we have our light, right? We're so excited. We're a Christian. Woo! But what happens? The enemy does, he poofs it out, right? Or we get so caught up with all the temptation and all the drama and all that, it gets hid under a bush. All the while, we still have this little light, but now we feel like it's no good. Now we feel like it's useless. Can't do anything. Our light's not good enough. Bless you. Always got to be polite no matter where you are. So, we have our little light. Satan tries to it out. But what do? We're going to let it shine, right? Do we always remember that, though? No, we don't. As much as we like to say we do, we don't. But today, I'm reminding you that you have this little guy and not to let anybody it out. Don't hide it under a bush. Because I want everybody to hold up their finger or do a little test to see where your light is. Come on, let's go. You can use your pinky, Pastor Eddie, that's fine. Perfect. Now look at everybody's little lights. Look at the room. I know this is like a poor illustration other than the one we do on Christmas Eve, but this is better, less of a fire hazard this way. So, now look, when we start feeling bad, when we start getting upset, feeling like this is getting in our way, now we can have help, right? We have so many people to help us. Because, get up here. William,
you want me to help?
God,
I was waiting for you.
push you where?
Where do you want to go?
Nowhere, just grab it.
All right.
See, now you got help. It's a little less, yeah, you can hold it. It's a little less, it's a little easier to bear, right?
Yes.
So now, when we can do this, we can have a little more help. So this light's not going to go out, right? Yeah, it probably will, but it's okay. Because life isn't perfect. You can put your lights down. Thank you for being good sports, though, those of you that still had your lights up. I see you. Extra credit won't get you anywhere. But you can see, it gets a little easier with help. It's not always going to be, again, sunshine and rainbows. It's going to be hard. Again, for lack of a better term, it's going to suck. I wish it didn't, but it does. But the beauty is, you got help. And if we start laying this down, we can start trying to pick up the cross a little more. I got bad news, though. The cross is just as heavy, but for a different reason, for a better reason. Because, again, when you lay the cross down, you can lay these down, and you can just surrender. It's like Easter is like the coolest holiday. I don't know why. For me, it's just the essence of Easter. It's like super symbolic, right, of everything that we do. The sorrow may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And so while we're sometimes stuck in the night and we're like, I've been there, begging God to take me in my sleep. I'm not 30 yet, you guys. I'm not even 28. I'll be 28 next week. On Thursday, if anybody cares. No, so I don't consider myself an adult yet. But it gets heavy even for us. So I know it gets heavy for you. I can't imagine. Some of you have a little more years on me. Only a little. So, don't think that you're alone in anything that you do, because you're not. You never will be. But a lot of times we forget that. So we're carrying this stuff on our own. The baggage, the sin, the hurt. But I like good adjectives sometimes. I like healing. I like restoration. I like those. Because they happen. And it takes time. It was a dark 3 days. But joy comes. It does come. And obviously, I wouldn't be standing up here if it didn't. So, when you go out there today, I want you to remember the little light that you have. So, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Hide it under a bush? Yep. You going to hide it under a bush? No. Y'all are not convincing at all. I'm worried about you guys. Oh, geez. Are we going to hide it under a bush? No. Oh, there we go. What are you going to do? You're going to let it shine. So today, when you go out there, don't let anybody try to it out, right? We're going to let it shine. All the time.